So, well, this is really interesting because we had a little talk. We already called in the space fairies. I can feel them in my legs all at the same time, and they're really are there, and we are giggling already. But it's really interesting. So Inger had a lot of reactions on the Golden Child Part 1 and Part 2, and digested or there came out that it was necessary to talk about this more further and deeper on this topic because there's so much related on issues everybody has, and that can be many things. You will tell us a little bit about it, what you experience, but I feel that there's a lot of issues with what we are touching. Patricia and I are really walking the path of being honest and being pure. And a lot of those topics are also touching the golden child. And so that this is really a beautiful opportunity to do this third part. So the first part was just making it into the light. The second part was really establishing the golden child. And now we will, if I'm right, touch all the things which are connected to these energies which were cut off. So Inger, please help us a bit.
Yeah, I've got a lot of people that have been connecting to me, especially the last week after what we did, and they also want us to take them through, help them and sustain them to bring this energy. To recap it, very shortly, a baby gets born. Umbilical cord gets cut immediately. The baby is like grasping and brings in the breath of separation.
Yeah.
The natural process is that the baby should be connected to the placenta through the umbilical cord as long as needed to receive the information, to receive the nourishment that the mother's body gives, sustaining it and allow it to build up whatever the body needs to start a life on a physical planet. When you don't get that opportunity, there is something missing. I've spoken to people who have also experienced that as a lifelong hunger or longing for something inside, something that wasn't fulfilled. There are babies, actually quite many of them, who have quite some hard time to fully get present in their body after the birth because they don't want to go down and feel the wound. And that is when we immediately also start to have a kind of little bit difficult relationship to our navel chakra, which is our creator center. Since we didn't get, kind of say, all of the nourishment that we were meant to be given, we tend to seek to fill that with a lot of stuff. Cravings, addictions, sexuality, food, things. All these things can, as I've spoken with a lot of people and we have discussed this through, seems to be, can at least have its origin in this. As a mother of 4, as I went through this, I also experienced an extremely deep sadness, a mourning within my own body that had to do with after my birth, I was given an injection so that the placenta should be released from the body quite quickly. So my body wasn't allowed to release in a normal way, giving and sustaining what is the body's creation, what has been connected to me, which a creation that I have sustained for 9 months, carried, nourished, been with. It was taken away from me. I wasn't allowed to give what was meant to be given. What I was shown was that this energy still is there for us on an energetic level, and that we can go back and kind of bring it in, kind of harnessing it. And with me is the grandmothers are here, both the grandmothers of Earth and the star grandmothers, but also the silver dragon. The silver dragon has also a lot to do with sadness and heartbreak and mourning and energy. So since I've been asked by so many specifically, how do I do this? I will share with you, together with Patricia and Robert, who will bring in the codes, a short breathing that we will just allow ourselves to use a few minutes to go back and receive. This is deeply connected to the golden child, because the golden child is also meant to fully blend with our physical child. All elements of our child has to be united to become one. So if you just close our eyes, those who choose to, and we feel ourselves as a newborn baby. We have just come out of the birth channel. We have reached a new world, a new life to start, a new expression of the soul. There is support for us on both levels. There are physical parents, midwives, but there are also spiritual friends and family with us. In order to sustain the little baby, the little body, we breathe in through our umbilical cord the energies from the placenta that was meant to be given to us as a good start to support us and nourish us and strengthen us in the beginning. So just keep the focus on your navel and allow your body to receive the energetic gift that was there for you. And as we breathe this in, we will notice that we will start to feel fulfilled. As when we didn't fully receive this energy through our physical birth, we kind of ended up with an inner hunger, an inner longing for something that easily took us into being betrayed, not being supported. We were seeking out to find this some way or the other. We got addicted because no matter how much we thought we brought in, it never fulfilled us. It could be through greed, through money. It could be through sexuality. It could be of anything that would help, that we thought would help us feel fulfilled. So now we are breathing in our original gift that was given us at birth, and which is open to continue to receive for a few more moments. And with this also comes a feeling of being given this new life as a beautiful gift, where you're fully supported in your creation from the beginning, where you don't start out this life as a separated being, but as a whole and complete you.
Takanama Shanaya Afina Mayana Anaya Tananamana Ayaneya Tigano Yamaya Nanani Mama Iratania no na ya ya yakatukatanang manano numayay ay Ryan naman nga nung hinkantan nung mananiya yung mamanaman nga naman nung nananiya ay
To support the collective in this remembrance, to be in trust that what is given is rightful and powerful, and that can be taken in action as directly. It's like gosh nyo shinyamai ukuishi uha nyu watai yukuhushi oji uahia quindi
Tiana Yamaya Nanaya Ratatina Monomoya ay Nura Yantado Moiwa ay Ashatana mania tuka tuyi Ramuna nina tutu piko kriya Shamanu oi katu ay Tiana na mwaya dai. Siani ya boy ya no na yantakata bukati ya tuna sim tatukan yan yalo aja. Asha ba da ya.
Now feel that the placenta is starting to loosen from the mother as the baby has received all the gifts, all the blessings, all the nourishments that was its rightful energy. And the umbilical cord actually loosens by itself. It dies off as there is nothing more to give. And the baby feels whole and safe unto itself, ready to receive whatever the world has to bring it. It is safe, it is whole, it is nourished. And the grandmothers of the earth and the grandmothers from the stars gives it their blessing on the way, as they will be with it as long as it needs their support on all levels to be a balanced being, to go through the experiences chosen. Ashameniyo koi ketamana ayatiyo kokayo konemena koteke ashio kotono meora. Shiakotamana kai ketoyemena ataiki okotona mina akaya kotiasha amanana shokoi keti onomeni onomena oyokoti oyokota oshanama iokoti. And this is the blessing from the grandmothers. And we are now turning our focus to the mothers. As I experienced with myself, giving birth to my 4 children, I was giving an injection so that my placenta should leave the body, let go as soon as possible. When I walked through these ceremonies, there was a huge mourning, a deep, deep sadness that was coming up from my physical body. And it said, my creations, my gifts was not honored, was not trusted. I wasn't allowed to give this beautiful baby being all the gifts that I wanted to, that I had the capacity to. This energy is also here. And you don't need to have given birth in this lifetime to participate in this. In one lifetime or the other, this has been an experience for the body. So we tune into our uterus, our placentas, and we allow our placentas to freely give and sustain everything. Our blood, our nourishment, our immunity, everything. When we breathe it into the baby, we give it to our children. We allow the body to do what the body knows best to do, to give and to share, and to take the natural processes where they need to be taken. As we honor the body's capacity to give and bring life, we honor the body's capacity to create, to sustain, and to support. We honor the mother. And the grandmothers are of all levels comes in. And they say thank you for doing this, by healing this within yourself. This healing has been brought to all mothers of all times who have had to experience this. A birth isn't meant to be a separation, but a bringer of life. an expansion of creation. And the grandmothers are calling in the grandfathers to be part of this. And the father comes to stand with the mother and the child. Let's not forget the father. The father have lost so much of his true role as the protector and sustainer of this process of giving life. As the mother gives birth, the father's true role is to stand there with her, hold and secure her space, so that divine waves of creation and delivery can freely flow through her. He sustains her, he holds her safe, as he provides the safety for the child. Let's give back and honor the Father for his true role. For throughout so long, the Father hasn't many places even been allowed to be present during the birth, to fulfill his true role. Let's bring in the Father. Let him be allowed to bring in the energy and support in this that he was meant to. We thank you, Father, and we receive your gifts. And the Father steps into his rightful position. And the love of the Father for the mother and the child forms around them as a huge, energetic heart.
Ya jana nama ya takata lali ya mu ya tonu ni nama nama tokana ya santa mana ya do ada mana mi ni kado na ya to ado ya mondo to asupodo to si ti anu ya to tam ti ya to so tam hoi châu hoi cha sông tan nhung môn đông bên ya vui mà nu ya sai nan no ya no den to ta da say ya yo wo wo.
And the grandfathers of all realms come in and they thank us. They thank you for giving the Father his rightful position back. And the golden child comes forward. The golden child is now complete. It has been given its original energy back. It has been integrated in the true Father and the true Mother. The golden child is one. And this is the original blueprint for the humans, for us to step into fully, if we so choose. We are what we are. I am that I am, whole and complete. And we thank you. Again, I want to say that this is, let's call it a healing meditation or whatever, that can be, one can really benefit from listening to it several times because it holds a lot of energies to be brought back and to be integrated fully in the body. And from those I've been speaking to the last week, it can take several days until all the energies and the feelings within really start to come up.
Thank you for sharing this.
Yeah, maybe it's good to mention that there's a part 1 and 2, and it has beneficial effects to listen to them as well.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
really focused on the golden child because we readily grew into it. and things unfolded for us.
Yeah.
This was really powerful. Thank you, Inger. It was beautifully, and I felt real power from Patricia, and I had the feeling that with the male energy, there was some clearing as well. I still have, there is still some energy left over, not left over, not the right word, but there's still something in the above the navel part, I feel.
Yeah.
Let me add that one too. Kunyeshu, kunyo, konyanyisha, tukukushtir, taiti, kurinya, mayo, njiyo, niyo, kunyo, niyo,
I felt that was very beautiful. As for me, it went to my solar plexus, and it kind of helped balance the energy, what I call the struggle energy, the power energy, that many times kind of have been put on the baby. They said that they have to fight for their lives, they have to struggle, they have to this, they have to that. They couldn't really only relax into being. And it felt like there was a lot of healing, and I also felt removal of density regarding this. At the same time, I also felt this entire area was seeded with new masculine codes. Not the power over old masculine as we are used to, but the balanced masculine energy, the one who cares, the one who holds space, the one who stands. That's an absolutely beautiful energy.
I felt they're like cuddling in my womb. Your womb in my womb. Yeah. Like cozy.
Yeah, very,
Yeah.
very, very.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I find it quite interesting that these energies have chosen to birth itself through us during these times. As this is actually kind of an answer to all the conflicts that are playing themselves out worldwide, also in the big scenarios.
Yeah, this has a nice rippling effect all over. Not only this planet, but all planets. And and I agree. It feels like that when we started talking about the Golden Child Part 3, it was, for me, it was really like into the heart. I could feel that this is not the solution, but it is the connection to all emotional issues.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
at birth we were something wasn't given or presented to us, what almost everybody knows, like if you don't know where you belong and you don't have that connection of the soul and everything is missing from start, then life is really hard. And now it feels like everything will be a little bit easier to solve if you be honest and authentic. So then it will dissolve quicker.
Yeah.
And everybody, not everybody, everything, every emotion, every energy will get to its right place in a smoother and quicker way. It really feels like a very deep, deep, strong healing. So again, it's just a breathing exercise of you. And I'm still wondering how you do it, because it's like you breathe in and not in and out. So it's really, it really felt like I had some moments that I only saw blueprints, multiple fresh new blueprints, and it felt like we got even I, like at the age of 58, I can still have a new choice of what in the beginning wasn't given to me. So it came back now. And
Yeah.
therefore there's massively things happening in my brain at the moment. So there's a lot of
Mhm.
neurons, transmitters going to reshuffle and we ordered and replaced. And
Mm.
there's a lot of work being done of all the faulty, but not a real right word, the best word for it, but the faulty transmissions. So they're reshaped and reordered. So that's how it came over to me. It was really impressive, and I felt that every time I listened to what you as grandmothers, but also Patricia as planetary information is bringing, it's really it's like little
Mm.
orchestra, a little
Mm.
very interesting, really beautiful.
Yeah, and when you talk about planetary energies, these energies needs to be balanced in the humans before it will be beneficial for us to bring in more of the planetary, because that energy is extremely strong.
Mm-hmm.
It's huge.
Mhm.
And it has to be anchored on a calm ground because of that. And if we can't receive fully in a natural way, it's very, very difficult to anchor it in.
Mhm.
And when we are derived that way as babies,
Yeah.
yeah, then we start out. I don't say that it's wrong, because it was probably as everything else, a separation experience that we took on at some times. But it's time to heal it. It's time to bring it back. We have already done it, you know?
When you gave the healing,
Yeah.
on one moment I felt starting to get completed again
Yeah.
before I was born.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I
Oh, yeah.
saw the issues that were there, how
Mm.
they were putting on us during
Yeah.
birth.
Mm.
And I received the healing in the front now.
Mm.
So for me, it was showing what life was meant to be.
Yeah.
Yes. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And also with the powers that I felt during my birth now,
Mm.
all the issues that are here now, they are not an issue anymore. So we are completely struck off our goal, because I have the question, what is the goal of
Mm.
being here if there are no issues
Yeah.
during birth?
Mhm.
What is the real goal?
So now we can focus on the real
Yeah.
goal.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
There's now place
Yeah.
to investigate what it is, or
yeah,
because and mostly we were like thinking of there with this cutting off of the placenta. It's like
Mm.
the goal you had a goal of manipulation,
yeah,
and I wasn't even aware of what my issues were, but it was a hard life and it was always struggling, and all
Mm.
that struggling seems to be taken away from the table, and now
Yes.
there's an open space. And so I understand of the grounding, because it takes some time to implement in the system in all cells,
Mm.
but there is space now to really review
Yeah.
what is happening here, and so
Yeah.
that's really really interesting.
Mm.
And of course I got something for that.
okay. Bring it on.
So for that grounding part,
Mm.
and for the new space, the new opening.
Yeah.
For me, that I actually got a huge, like a dissension, a big with golden orange light that came down and grounded like that,
Mhm.
right down. I feel that energy also sustains and creates a space that makes it easier for us to ground higher energies. It's like it puts something in there, some codes that kind of, I'm ready, bring it on, you know? Yeah. Very, very, very supportive, very, very supportive.
For me, my hand palms
Yeah.
are burning now.
Ah,
And not
yes.
just heating, but burning like fireballs. Where do you want some? So I don't need a heater anymore. That's warm enough.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm feeling warm. Yeah.
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 What it was meant to be helping, supporting, to especially the grounding part,
Yeah.
and also take away of the little particles of old energy, because the process is not always done in one time. So it's like leaving little particles, and now it's like sweeping that off the blanket of the table cloth. And so for me, it feels like we should do this more often. We should do a golden
Yes.
path 4 or 5 or whatever, because
Yeah.
it really is really intense. It really is beautiful.
Yeah.
And also, it's important, you already mentioned it, that people really listen to the other recordings and this recording repeatedly, so multiple times, because there's many layers of codes and of lights and keys.
Yeah.
And there's many information from the dragons and from the earth coming together, and they're intertwining all the time. So every time you listen, it will help you to get in deeper layers, if deeper is the right word, different layers. And of course, people are connecting to you. If they have questions, they can, your name is under it, our name is under it. So at Facebook, they can find us. And if there's any issues, you can always contact us, and please do that. And subscribe to the YouTube channel, because there you can find also the different information. And if there's any issue, we will help, and we can help. And if somebody is resonating more, doesn't matter, because we are all here to help, to bring balance, to bring light.
Yeah. Actually, Robert, I have a question for you, because I got the phone from a person who have listened to our videos, and she said that I think it must be, we have been talked about some ascension symptoms, and there's a lot of them lately. And she said, I tuned into my ascension symptom and I asked Robert for a code for me. And she said that for almost her entire life, at least 30 years, she had an issue with heartburn. Every time she brings in a lot of energy, she gets heartburn and everything. And she promised to say, do you have anything for her and others with?
What exactly is heartburn? So
Heartburn is when when you eat something or drink something and you get this
stomach.
coming up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But
And it's terrible. It's painful, and it's
I know, because I'm really experienced in that. I had it for multiple years, and
Yeah.
there is I can give some codes on it, but there's some homework to do in this, because it's, for me, it was related to stress and tension.
Yeah.
But it's not this on the surface. It's like the deeper layers of that. Sometimes you don't realize that something is working on you, and this was really like this, because
Okay.
it could start on the most unexpected moments. But let me focus on that and let her please give feedback on this if she listens to it. So for people with the tension, for me, it's like the tension on, and you call it heartburn. So it's, in Dutch, it's maagzuur. It's like the stomach pushing up.
Coming up. Yeah.
Okay. And of course, I always make jokes. So
it was true. I actually felt it in my own stomach, and I don't usually have that type of
my joke would be, I hope I didn't put it into everybody.
Yeah. So now we have issues.
No. It's this last week, a lot of information came because I work together with Patricia because she's my girlfriend, but also we talk about a lot of things and issues, and we work on from both sides on those things, and it became clearer and clearer that if I really focus on the intention to put my energy towards something, like you asked me for, can you do something on that? So it's like the intention is built up in my third eye. And then the energy is really like, it was always like a laser beam, but it's now like a precision instrument laser beam. And it's, if I can even make it more precise if I talk during the codes and say, okay, this was for the stomach part, and now I go to the upper heart, or I go to the left ear, or whatever. So I can really direct it immediately, and it's working like it's the best I ever met on it. So the last week, my energy is getting more and more powerful, and I can understand it a bit better, so I can direct it even better.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
That's what we say. That is so good, Robert.
Yeah. I really hope that your friend is.
I will ask her.
And if it didn't work, let her contact me, and so we can see how we can work that out. But, it should be, but there is homework for this. There is some maybe with the golden child we took that away. It's possible as well. Normally there is something in the field which people are not aware of, which they take into themselves, and they don't digest that.
Okay. Yeah.
And for me, it took about 5 years or 7 years to really understand what I'm telling you now. So it's like, but it's most of the issues we have are really simple if you understand them. But to understand them, it takes a long while, and it's sometimes it's hard. Yeah.
And also that you become completely blind when it comes to your own stuff. It's easy to see it in others, but when it comes to seeing yourself, completely blindfolded.
Yeah, and it is hidden in such little things.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if you just mention the most little things that is like inside, just like and you're just gonna focus, why do I say that, or what's under it, and try to speak it out, then you can figure out what points are there stuck in your system, what energy is there. So that's, I think, the main goal for everybody is just start to speak out.
And be pure in that.
Pure,
We always put our hands on our heart.
Yeah.
And that's helping, because then we start without the mind. It's just speaking from the heart. That's something. That's why I'm always selling duct tape. You can duct tape it to your heart. And And basically we are exercising daily, 24 hours a day, in being everything that is under the surface, like to say that out loud, then you bring it into the light.
Yeah.
And it's from the heart, so that, and the other still has a chance to react to it and say, that's strange, I didn't mean it like this, or I wasn't aware. And that's helping us a lot. And
Really.
yeah, and of course sessions with you helps us, because then we can also discuss different topics which are from the planetaries or from the earth, so that we can combine all those fields.
That's the blessing of working together. I learn a lot from you guys too, so it's an amazing collaboration. Exactly.
Shall we wrap this one up?
Yeah.
So everybody, thank you very, very, very much for attending us. If you didn't see part 1 or 2, please watch them as well, because it will help you. And the codes and the frequencies and the meditation and the healing, everything stays valid whenever you watch it. If you want to contact Inger Arnes, it's Facebook. If you want to contact me, you can do that Facebook or YouTube. Subscribe to my channel. Patricia is on Facebook. If you want to see all the 3 of us, it's possible as well, because we are here to help. And see you next time.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.